Welcome back to Raza Be Reading, where I, Raza, found a story, and we might look for another one, and I'll be reading it to you. Now, today's video is going to be in the D&D Am I the Asshole subreddit. However, I don't want to just keep doing Reddit stories. That's not what this channel is supposed to be, and I know that's what I've been doing, but I want to branch out and look at other stuff. So, as a little bit of a fair warning, we're going to be looking at other material, excuse me, and I want to look at, well, since I do like D&D, and I like fantasy in general, or just fiction, actually fiction, I want to look at lore, characters, creatures, items, things from other places. Keep that in mind. I'm also going to redo the way some of the videos are titled. I don't think putting out episode 1, 2, and 3 is really all that effective. I want to get more into just finding something and reading it. Something that I'm passionate about. Don't get me wrong, I do like these stories. I think they bring interesting questions. Whoa. I think they bring interesting questions to things, or they're just goofy to look at. Who doesn't like seeing a train wreck, you know? That being said, I haven't decided what I want to read first. I have a lot of options. Sometimes options is like a poison. And there's another subreddit I want to get to at another point soon, but to kind of illustrate what I'm looking at in terms of options, when it comes to lore, there's tons of things out there. One of them being the Iron Kingdoms from the War Machine setting that started off with Privateer Press and now is being run by another company, Steamforged Games. From what I can tell, it's a collaborative effort, and I like the lore of it. I mean, you throw a faction of dudes who mainly wear blue and use lightning, and I'm all in. So, look forward to that. I like what they've done with the lore. I haven't read everything. I've only read a few bits and pieces here and there, but I think doing this channel will help me get more into that lore and other things as well. Also, there's just so much really cool shit in D&D already, but there's other places to look at for lore too. I mean, you know, 40k has tons of that, but a lot of channels do 40k lore. I want to look for different places that go about their world fluff in more interesting ways. That's kind of what drew me to War Machine, D&D, and Paizo. I mean, Pathfinder, made by Paizo. I love a lot of the stuff that I've read. So keep that in mind when going forward with this channel. I want to sort of get into doing that stuff. Again, this channel is just me finding stuff to read and bringing it to you. And I'm a big nerd, so I'm probably going to focus on really nerdy shit. Anyway, this story that we're going to get to is about somebody who made a character and they feel that they are underpowered. And this is a Am I the Asshole story in the D&D Am I the Asshole subreddit. Without further ado, let's see if they are the asshole. Woo! Alright. So here we are in the D&D Am I the Asshole subreddit. This post is written by OK Professor 9717. Am I overthinking, or am I the asshole? It's already been labeled bad character design, so this is maybe not looking good from the start. I am playing a rogue/bloodhunter character in a long-running campaign, 3 years, and I'm starting to feel overlooked. I've never played Bloodhunter, so I have no idea how they function. All I know is that was a class made by Matt Mercer. That's all I know. I'm the only non-spellcaster in the party. Artificer, Sorcerer, Druid, Wizard, and Cleric. That is a pretty big-sized party. And we just finished a mission to save a water elemental. And in the end, we leveled up, and the cleric got his Vestige Hammer upgraded, and now allows his character to do essentially an extra attack with it. In the last 8 months, I've been feeling rather underpowered and sort of left behind. For clarity, there was a 6-month period where, for story reasons, I lost access to my Lycan Bloodhunter transformation, essentially cut off from a subclass feature for that period of time. No one else has had that happen to them. Also, everyone else has gotten custom-made vestiges, while I was just given the vanilla hide of the Feral Guardian, essentially a +3 studded leather armor with a once-a-day polymorph to turn into a giant owl, or a bear, or a guardian wolf, big monstrosity, and that's it. I have no idea what that is. The spellcasters have access to third-party spells, and anytime I try to ask if I could try using a new mechanic or ability from the same source, usually Kobold Press, some of their stuff I've actually read and really enjoy, I'm always met with, "We will see," which seems to me never, or it's unbalanced. So it's fine for spellcasters to get all these new spells, but can't spare a single mechanic for the one lone martial class, I'm assuming, meanwhile giving spellcasters custom items that are both flavorful and synergizes with their abilities. I can't even try to be creative in situations or combat anymore. All the big battles happen in big empty rooms with no way to use the environment to my advantage. And even if I see a chance to try something, it's always a ridiculous high DC. For the record, I'm not trying to insta-kill an enemy. Just do things like trip it up or distract it. So I often end up wasting my turn, not damaging the enemy or helping the party. Add in also, for the last 3 story arcs, not how you spell that, for some reason, I always have to roll a con save for some reason. Okay, they did put that twice. Oh, wow. And as soon as I fail one, it's instant exhaustion, and I'm stuck with disadvantage on my skills for the next 3 to 5 sessions. I am at my peak frustration, and that's only for one campaign. Recently, in the second one he hosts, I play a support bard, and I try to stay in the back to help allies and stay out of danger, yet all the enemies are oh so keen to get to me. I partially see it as he has gotten lazy with DMing, and also because of the nature of the game. High-level spells trivialize things, and he is trying to keep it challenging. But being forced to make bad rolls for a month's worth of sessions is not challenging. It's agonizing. And it goes down a little bit more. Next story arc. If I am forced to make another con save, okay, or some other save that causes a detriment to my character, and no one else has to make the same save, I am leaving. The game is just not fun anymore. I don't want to be OP. I just want to be able to be on the same footing as the party, and as a DM, part of that should be helping the players. I tried talking to him once, and I thought it got through to him, but seems not. I don't have time to waste on people who don't listen when I am being genuine, putting it all out there with how I feel. If he disregards and keeps putting me and my character as the punching bags of the campaign, I'm done. What do you think? Sorry for the wall of text. I'm just so frustrated. Before I give my opinion, oh my god, there's no... Did this just get uploaded? Wait, this was created. No way. Oh, this was put a day ago. And nobody's put their opinion. Now, I don't know this person's relationship to the DM, but it kind of feels like the DM doesn't like them at all. And it's kind of weird to say that because they've been in a campaign for 3 years. I mean, we're only getting one side of this. I don't know if, like, the rogue or bloodhunter combo is what, if it was Okay, hold on. So when you're making a party, when you're making a campaign, let me talk as a DM for a second. You have some things in mind that could work well or may not work well. Some DMs work differently, but when I like to make a campaign, especially after all the blunders I've done, I like to see what's useful to the players after things are laid out. For instance, you don't want someone making a ranger specializing in killing undead when you have mainly demons. It's just kind of common sense. You don't want them to bury their offensive abilities and pretty much undermine a whole mechanic, especially their main mechanic, if it's not going to benefit the character. Same thing can be said for a rogue. Can this rogue really utilize their sneak attack damage against enemies that are immune to it? Obviously not. So you want to sort of help your party be as useful as possible against the things that you do, against the things that you make. And the balance of making things challenging and fun come from sort of the help with the hurdle. And it feels like either this person didn't talk to their DM when this whole stage of creation was happening, or this DM just doesn't give a shit about non-spellcasters in this. This seems really strange. The whole losing your lycanthrope ability for a long time, 6 months, good lord. And then you get it back, and the only vestige, I don't know what the vestiges are, is that a thing in D&D? My knowledge of all things D&D comes and goes. It wanes and wet, and was it ebb and flows, wanes and webs, whatever. That might not make sense to anybody, but it feels like this person, maybe they've been complaining too much and it's just pissed off the wrong people, or maybe this is legit. It's hard to tell if this person is an asshole or not, I'll be honest, because we're only seeing one side. I don't know if they've been in the thing for 3 years, and they're having these issues with this DM. And they had to talk with the person too. That's the other part, that like, you would think this would help stop the whole issue. But if I were to make a character for a campaign, I would want to make sure that what I'm making is useful to the party and can be used in the campaign. Now, some DMs are strict on what would be useful. Some are very flexible. I try to be a little flexible with some hard-built stuff in. Like, for instance, if somebody wants to make, like, going back to the other example, an undead hunter, when my campaign doesn't have much undead, maybe I throw the undead template on a few creatures that were important to the plot. I know that after I see my players make their character, I like to make subplots that involve their character and try to tie it to as many main arc story elements or important locations or points of interest as possible to the campaign. But yeah, this is actually a bit of a doozy one. I'm not too familiar with Blood Hunters. All I know about them is that they're the class that I guess Matt Mercer wrote in Wizards published. I heard they're okay. I haven't really seen too much about them. Perhaps maybe OK Professor tried to make this after like The Witcher, for instance, because I think one of the Blood Hunter sub things is a Witcher like, right? I don't know. Or maybe like the fucking guild from Skyrim. Honestly, who knows what the intention was. One good thing about this entry is that he didn't write that, so maybe he didn't have that intention. I know people who like to base characters off of other already made things. Maybe I should write about this. But I had a player in a campaign of mine when I was way too lax. Let me tell you, I was way too easygoing with some of this shit. This guy wanted to make a ninja, which ninjas in Pathfinder, this was Pathfinder. Ninjas in Pathfinder were, I don't know how they are now, but this is going back well over 10 years ago. Ninjas were ridiculous. Very good. Extremely good. But he wanted to make a ninja who was named Naruto. Oh, you think he might have been a fan of Naruto? He wasn't. Spoiler alert, he didn't give a shit about the anime or manga. He just wanted to make a ninja. And he seemed authentic in wanting to be in my campaign. But, yeah. That wasn't his first character in that campaign either. That campaign, it was a pre-written from Paizo called Shattered Star. And the first module we were playing, because there's 6 modules, the first one, I think we got 10 character deaths. I have to ask my wife. Her character was the only survivor out of all of the characters. It was brutal. I crit with a creature that didn't have a damage modifier. It just gave sickness. What the fuck? And then I also had, like, I had a stupid encounter of these giant rats in a pantry, and the party was like, oh, let's go kill those rats. The pantry long being abandoned in this part of the city, part of a city that had not been seen for like hundreds of years. They almost died, or one of the characters almost died to it, doing a bite of like a 1d4 or 1d3, and they couldn't hit. That campaign was rough. Eventually, it did become something a lot more fun, and I found ways to spice it up even more, especially after I cut some people from the table. Yeah. Anyway, enough about that. Sorry, that was a little weird anecdote. Honestly, I don't know what this person should do. It feels like they're not regarded, or it feels like they're not welcome anymore at the table, because, like, I don't know if the DM has it. Oh, like, I don't. If we had more information, we'd be able to say something, you know, honestly. But it just feels like they're not really able to utilize their character too much. They also said that they didn't mention anything about what the other party members said. So it's hard to say. Okay. I was going to end the video, but then, just for a pause, I wanted to look to see if there was another story in this subreddit before leaving it for now. And one caught my eye. It's titled, "Am I the asshole for disassociated during my current campaign?" Maybe they meant disassociating, and I was a little intrigued. Like, why? Isn't the point of D&D to kind of like use it as escapism? So, hold on one second. Wetting my whistle. Yeah, it kind of drew me in. I didn't read the whole thing. Again, probably should have, but let's before we stop this today's video, let's take a look at this one. I'm interested. All right, so here's the post from Radiant of Heart, again titled, "Am I the asshole for disassociated during my current campaign?" This is the second campaign I've played with this group. This group consists of myself, my husband, my roommate, and our friend very far away. We play through Discord and Roll20, which works well for us. That's awesome. Good for you. For some context, my husband and her are good friends. Like, not cheating level of friends, but I sometimes feel like it. Most days are spent playing video games with her, or watching anime with her, or doing something through Discord with her. She herself is married too. This issue arises with the DM. Edit, we are all in our 30s. So this is what kind of caught my attention, because one, the the statement of like not cheating levels of friends, but it sometimes feels like it. That's kind of peculiar. That's kind of weird, right? When it comes to stuff like this, especially talking through Discord, it's just weird. I don't know. And who are they talking about? I guess the friend that's very far away. That makes sense. It's got to be the friend very far away, doing everything through Discord with this person, and yeah, and they're all in their 30s, so I don't know why that really matters. But yeah, this is what drew me in. So let's continue. Recently, I've been picking out that the DM is playing favorites. Due to an issue with the DM back in October 2024, I will admit I'm not wanting to rock the boat. This issue was along the lines of putting her nose into my relationship with my husband. She disliked that we had arguments at times and actively admitted she is standoffish because she doesn't like that I upset my husband or my roommate at times. I thought at the time, good lord, how many times can you say time? We had a much better friendship than we did. This made it clear she had been lying to me for 2 years about actually being my friend. As I was threatened to be dismissed from the campaign because of personal things I feel she has no right to voice her opinion on. This issue was resolved, but now stuff is coming to light in my brain. I don't pretend that I'm innocent in this, as I know I can be hot-headed at times, but this is where the current issue comes in. Okay. Our DM always gives my husband and my roommate the items they want. I really wish people would just correct their grammar. But when I ask, I get denied. They want a +2 armor? Sure. I want a +2 ring, or armor ring, since I don't wear armor due to my character's class. Nope. Wait, that was a question? Hold on. Alright. Anyway. Never. Oh, I want to get this weapon enchanted with this to give it a +1 fire damage to strengthen her sun abilities? No, but my husband wants a +2 radiant enchantment on his weapon. Sure. This, along with the art, our DM is also an artist, really makes me not want to be in this group anymore. It might sound petty, but I'm horribly upset about it. She draws her characters, which is wonderful. We don't ask, she just does. In the course of now 2 campaigns, I've gotten 4 pieces of art. 1 of our original character, 1 of this second campaign character, and then 2 other just pretty pieces that include my original character with her love interest. I didn't include the love interest as that is also a DMPC. Don't know what that means. Oh, DMPC. Oh, okay. That was a slow moment. While both the other 2 players have gotten well over 15 each at this point. Holy shit. That's a lot. I feel rejected and ignored, and maybe I'm being stupid. I've realized I've started not caring to listen to the DM because I get overshadowed by the other 2, even when I try outside of D&D. My character has plot, but most of it is Fade to Black style between her DMPC currently and my husband's character, or some sort of stupid long-winded power trip with my roommate. So, I am only used as a key for plot that I don't really get to participate in. Am I the asshole for not paying attention and ultimately disassociating when playing D&D, which is making me not want to be in this group anymore? Let's see if we can look at some comments. It looks like I have to give this a little bit of scrolling down. And even then, it's not enough to show it all. Don't worry, I'll read it if I have to. Your DM sucks. First off, shouldn't be playing favorites. Also sounds like she wants to be the center of attention of the guys at the table. No, you're not the asshole. You and your husband should find a different group to play with. Overall, NTA playing online makes it really easy to get distracted. I won't play D&D online because of that fact, no matter who it's with. From what you've said, your DM doesn't like you, and either way, you might as well just not play anymore with this group if you're no longer having fun. Honestly, just on a personal level, I would be concerned about her relationship with your husband. If he's putting her over you in any way, it's time for them to take a break from their friendship. Honestly, her treating you badly is reason enough for him to no longer be close friends with her. Either way, you need to have a conversation with him about all the stuff you should see about flirting or starting/finding. I don't know where flirting came from. An in-person campaign with your husband that should fix your focus if you still want to play D&D. Well, it would appear that this person is having a very rough time with this group. And it honestly really feels like this person should leave that group and not play D&D with them. If they truly enjoy D&D, they should find ways to just find a different table. That's something that, like, I see that could be the solution to a lot of these, honestly. Find a different table. That's it. Because it feels like you've already had your problems. You've brought them up. There was a solution, which I don't even know if that was 100% a thing that... I don't think that things were solved, right? And you could just leave the table and find a different one. I know that's not always that easy, and I know it could be a pain in the ass, and maybe right now is not the time. There's also things with your husband you should probably talk about, because you guys are starting arguments online, like when playing D&D. I get that. I get that. Being in a group with a significant other, especially when things aren't like super good, can be very disruptive to everybody else. That's not very cool. That's not nice. It's not fair to them. Now, I'm not blaming this person for that either. I don't know what their situation is. Who knows? If there even is blame to be had. But, given the context that we do have, and, you know, we're only getting one side, like with all these stories, it feels like you should leave your table. Simple as that. I know it's really stupid, but like when it comes to getting items, I feel like the party should have an equal sort of distribution of items. Not at every encounter. You can't like have a +1 cloak just for the right amount of party members. And also just doing that is kind of more boring. But like over time, the party should be progressing equally with their abilities, with items, with, you know, how they have their role in the game. If it feels like your character isn't being used other than just a plot device that doesn't even feel like you're in control, well, I think it's time to leave that campaign. I don't know how long this one has been going on, but this is their second campaign with this group. And they already had like big issues and other stuff from another time. Let alone the issues you have with your husband, which that could be a whole other thing in and of itself. What do you guys think? Of the past two stories for this video, what are your opinions? Let me know in a comment down below, and I would love to hear what you have to say. If there are any other stories out there or things you would like me to find and read on this channel, please let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and share. I would love that. Oh, if anyone wants to help support the channel, I have a Ko-Fi account that any money would be helpful. I know that selfish or shameless plug, selfish plug, whatever you want to put it. Again, keep an eye out for different videos where I look over lore of different just just different fiction in general. And with that, I thank you for joining me. I really do. It means a lot. I'll see you in the next video. And as always, remember, be good people. Bye-bye.